Hey, my friends and family, we are blessed again to come together on this Wednesday night for Master Class. Now, we are grateful today for this awesome privilege to be able to come to you with the Word of God, of course, as the foundation of our teaching. And certainly today we are blessed just to be here and to be alive. You know, the Lord promises us life and life more abundantly, and certainly God has been true to his promise. All of us can really say that God has blessed us beyond measure. And if you have not seen that materialize yet, just wait and see. It's on the way. God has prepared some great things for you this year. And I want you to understand that they are not just prepared for you, but he's preparing you for it. So today, don't wait until the battle is over or the miracle arrives. You go ahead and shout right now, because God has already given you victory in every circumstance. I believe that every dream and vision that you've had in the past will come to fruition very soon. I like to use the word suddenly often, because suddenly really tells you that God is going to burst through your expectational time. He's going to show up at a time that you least expect him, and it's going to happen suddenly. Why? Right in the midst of things not seeming to be what they need to be, God's going to suddenly bless you. So why don't we just pause before we proceed today and just give God some praise right there where you are. Thank him for his goodness. There's absolutely never a time when thank you is out of order. You got so much to thank God for. So tonight, I want you to take a moment and just thank God for all of his blessings. Of course, I'd like you to also share with us tonight, share our broadcast with someone that you love, someone that you know on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for joining us, but also subscribe to our channel. This is so important to us that you could keep on subscribing and keep on building this audience so we get this word out to everyone that we know. This is so a blessing tonight to come to you. And, I'm an avid reader. I like to read. I want to just interject this real quick. I like to keep myself informed. I believe the Bible tells us to study to show ourselves approved of God, a workman that need not be ashamed, but rightly divide the word of truth. We have to study the Bible, of course, and then other writers that God has used over the time to help us understand the Bible a little bit better and some of the things that are in the Bible. how to walk this Christian walk in a way of perfection. And sometimes we got to advance ourselves and expand our reading. And I do this often. I buy books for other people and share them with them. I know I'm kind of making some folk lazy because I share a book and I'll give it to them, and rather than them just go out and buy it. But that's how important your education is to me, that you will get something to read in your hand. Every person that I know that's a student of life should always have a book available that you're reading. What are you reading right now? Today's readers are tomorrow's leaders. I like to know, what are you reading? What are you ingesting into your mind? What are you reading? Someone says, I'm reading the Bible. But what else are you reading? What else are you putting into your mind, into your spirit, and into your soul? This is so important. I just want to take a moment and introduce you to this book here, The Bait of Satan. Yeah, it's a powerful book, and I'm not getting any proceeds from promoting it, but I just want to let you know what I'm reading right now. This is a plug for John Bevere, who's the author of this book. Awesome book. A pastor gave me this book over 25 years ago, and it revolutionized my thinking, because it talks about living free from the deadly trap of offense. And so many people have been trapped by offense. I want you to find this book on Amazon or somewhere in your liking to purchase it. It's not that expensive. The Bait of Satan. Now, I guarantee you that this book will change your life forever. Yeah, I have plenty of books that I read, but this one right here has been very, very impactful. Very impactful. It shows us how people are so easily offended in this day and time. And we got to get past that bait that Satan uses to divide us, to separate us, to cause dissension between us. And of course, discord, which God hates. God hates the spirit of discord. But when you get offended so easily, you got to really check yourself. There's something going on within yourself. And this book will help you to get there. Again, let me lift it up. The Bait of Satan. The Bait of Satan. You know how that works, don't you? Bait is always put on something to trap someone. And we want to get out of the traps of the enemy, the snares of the devil. Yes, that is so important for us in this season. Well, tonight I want to talk to you about a very important subject to your success. And this is in any area. There's a word that stands out, shoulders, head above shoulders. We've used it over and over again. We say it all the time. But very few of us are really into this word the way that we should be. And the word is commitment. Commitment. Yes, that's a strong word. The definition is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, or relationship. An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. Restricts freedom. When you become committed, it restricts freedom of action. I just don't do what I want to do anymore because I'm committed to something. My behavior changes. Whenever someone commits to something, their time is committed, their talents, their treasure, and everything that involves them is committed, so they cannot remain the same because it's an engagement of obligation that restricts freedom of action. When you commit yourself to God, there ought to be a behavioral change. You commit your way to God, there should be something changing on the inside of you. I cannot understand someone who says that they are committed to God, but yet live in the carnal flesh in ease. You have to be committed in such a way that change is necessary. The purpose of this message is to develop a personal declaration and determination to people, things, dreams, visions, and a call on your life. Who have you once committed yourself to, and yet now you find yourself not that committed? Things or a place or a dream or a vision. You were once committed, but now you're no longer there because something came up that breaks that commitment. Commitment speaks of the will of man and that has decided to persevere beyond comfort and convenience. Commitment is an individual fortitude to continue when others are counseling. It's an individual fortitude, not a group thing. I will go if everybody else goes. But you got to be like Paul, and that is in Acts, I believe, chapter 20. He says, I will finish my course with joy. And none of these things move me. I know there's a lot of people that are moving around me. They're leaving, they're doing different things, but I am committed. Now the question is, what is so severely important to you that the option of surrendering is unimaginable? I can't even imagine quitting, because what I've chosen to commit myself to, I can't even imagine. It's so severe, I can't imagine walking away from it. And what is in your life that demands your diligence or your dedication? Who is it that you pledge your loyalty to that deserves your unconditional faithfulness, whether present or absent? You know, a lot of us are committed to people in the presence of other people, but what about in their absence? Are you yet committed? Are you committed when things are good or bad, or when they are comfortable, or when they are not so convenient? Now, what does that commitment look like? The truth is that commitments never come without a challenge. Every commitment that you've ever made has come with a challenge, and these challenges are faced with the choice to surrender or continue. Will I give up here, or will I continue? Nothing has ever been accomplished came without commitment. And no one who's ever committed themselves to anything has ever not had the urge to quit. Now, all of us, yes, we've gone through enough to say, you know, this is enough. I've done enough. I've gone through enough. And now I'm going to give up. But quitting is not an option for those who are committed. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, it says, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. In the New Living Translation, it reads like this: so let us not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest, a blessing if we don't give up. We will reap a harvest, a blessing if we don't give up. Now, I don't know who's listening to me tonight, but I feel like there's someone on this broadcast that's watching me that has felt recently like throwing in the towel. This scripture is for you tonight. Don't get tired of doing what is well, because at the right time, God will cause a harvest to come to you, but it's contingent on you continuing and not quitting. Now, take this word and run with it tonight. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. I don't care how long you've been fighting this battle and how disgusting it has become and how discouraging it has become. Don't you dare quit now. The Bible declares that quitting cancels harvest. And there have been so many times that we've given up right before our breakthrough. You're right on the verge of your breakthrough. You're right on the verge of things turning around. You're right on the verge of your blessing, but you gave up. The key to commitment is never quit. Make this declaration with me today. I commit not to quit. Let's say it again. I commit not to quit. Yes, I'm making a commitment that I will stop quitting on everything. Yes, there are so many things that I've started and didn't finish, and so many things I've obligated myself to didn't show up. But you should be known, believer, as a person of commitment that don't quit. Now, there's a story I like to tell. It's about a young man who sought an old man for wisdom and instruction for success. He said, listen, sir, I need instructions. How do I reach success? What's the way to success? Could you show me that way? The old man didn't speak a word, but he pointed his finger to a place in the distance. The young man eagerly rushed off to this place, looking for an easy road to success. And as he travels, all of a sudden he fell on some jagged rocks. He limps back, bruised and stunned, to ask the old man again the directions to success. Can you tell me which way is success? The old man points out again into the same direction. So obediently, he does it again. And again, a worse fall than before. This time, he returns bloody and bruised. And being very frustrated, he demands an answer. Now listen, no more pointing. Talk, tell me. I followed your directions. I keep falling on those tough rocks, that's tough terrain, those jagged rocks. Tell me the way to success. Only then does the old man open his mouth and speak. He says success is still that way, but it's just a little after the fall. It's just a little after the fall. Everyone here that's listening to me tonight, the fall has happened. Yes, it happened. After the fall, what your mindset is separates you from achiever or non-achiever. If you fall and that causes you to quit, then guess what? You're not going to be an achiever. You're going to be a non-achiever, because only achievers will have the mindset, I've fallen, but I got to get back up. And when you're really committed to something, whether it's success in marriage, church, family, God, some falls would challenge you to quit. I wish I had someone here pray with me tonight that would tell someone in your home, I've had some challenges that made me want to quit, but I never surrendered to the urge to give up. In Proverbs 24 and verse 16 says, for a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the weak shall fall into mischief. In life, the falls are inevitable. Listen, it's so inevitable that David writes it even in Psalm 37 and verse 23 says, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Then he goes on to say, although he may utterly fall. Yeah, his steps are ordered, but in those steps, he still falls. He still falls. Falling is a part of life. Even when a child is learning to walk, the art of walking is mastered with falls. The art of riding a bike is mastered with falls. Anything you're going to master, you're going to fall sometimes with doing it, but what we're learning is not to quit behind a fall. I fell, but I got back up and walked. I fell off the bike, but I got back on, I kept on pedaling. And that tenacity is what you're going to need if you're going to be committed. The balance of walking, living, and success is never accomplished without the agony of falling. The question is, are you committed, and what are you committed to do after the fall? Will one fall make you walk away from your commitment, from what you signed up for? Will it set you back or set you in a place where you expire your commitment? Will one bad day drive you away? One bad discussion make you want to end a marriage? One disagreement? What are you committed to? Never get into anything with anybody, especially a relationship, who doesn't know the value of commitment and what it really looks like. Too many people, you're committed to them and you're ready to go the long distance with them. You got a long game for them, but they got a short one for you. And that's an unbalanced relationship, because now you're in it for the long haul and they're into it for the convenience. Make sure that you're equally yoked. I don't know. You really need to do that, because your temporary fall cause a permanent monument. Man, you put a permanent on something that was just temporary. And commitment means getting back up. Learn from the fall and move forward. You got to learn from the fall and move forward. Solomon says that your commitment has to extend beyond the threshold of exhaustion. He includes the number 7 in our text. He said, if a just man falleth 7 times, he gets back up again, because the number 7 is the number of completion. And whenever something or someone has done something for 7 times, in this era, it meant that you had done enough. You had done enough. Are you committed enough to break the rules? I know that everyone around us is saying, that's enough. You've dealt with enough. You've gone through enough. But there's something inside of you that demands more. Something inside of you that demands greater. Don't ever gauge your commitment by someone else's vision or drive to succeed. There's something inside of you that said, listen, I've done too much. I prayed too much. I fasted too long. I've cried enough tears. I paid my dues. I'm going to remain committed to see the fruit of my labor. Some of us don't stick around long enough for God to reward us for our labor because we quit right before the reward. Because you were offended, you were rubbed the wrong way, someone didn't agree with you, someone wouldn't partner with you, I didn't get any help, I didn't get any support. The commitment was for you and not for everyone else. You got to learn to go when everybody else is staying. You got to learn to be committed when no one else is. Listen, in Proverbs chapter 24, verses 15 and 16 in the Message Bible, it reads like this. Don't interfere with good people's lives. Don't try to get the best of them, no matter how many times you trip them up. God, loyal people don't stay down long. Soon, they're up on their feet while the wicked end up flat on their faces. Now, what the Message Bible showcases is the idea that our fall was not a mistake, but rather it was because someone tripped you up. And you know, there's always someone who's jealous, who's envious, who's hating on your success, and they're there to distract you and throw stumbling blocks in your way. So sometimes those people are around you and planted and assigned to you to get you out of your commitment. Now, let me tell you something. Never commit yourself to hate someone because someone else is hating them. Never make a decision to stop walking with someone because someone else is upset with them. Allow your commitment to be personal. And there are people who are assigned to derail your vision. You could be in a good marriage and someone could be watching it from the outside, a good relationship or a good church. And someone who's not committed will always speak to you and try to derail your commitment. But the writer says here that they will be the one that ends up on their faces. But you'll be back on your feet shortly. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm counting on God to bounce me back again. I believe on this broadcast tonight, you're so committed and God keeps on bouncing you back. So you really identified the fact that, man, nothing's going to keep you down. I'm going to stay committed. Here's another power ingredient to your commitment. You must be confident. You must have confidence. You must be certain and sure about what's been promised, even though things are delayed, derailed, detained, denied, even denied, detoured. So many people lose hope when things don't happen in the right time frame. You lost your commitment. I'm going to give up. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You got to not change your language of faith when things are not working. You got to keep on saying, I'm committed to it because God said yea, and the promises of God are yea and amen. I want to remain committed and steadfast because God says it's going to work. Yeah, you may be right in the midst of something and it seems like it's not working, not going to work out in your favor, but you got to be so committed to it that, listen, I will not turn back. I will not lessen my dream. I will not reduce it to accommodate the circumstance. I will not shrink it to make other folks comfortable with me. I'm going to make sure that I stay committed to what I've started. Now, I don't care what that is. In the process of doing things, sometimes you fill out applications, you apply for things, or you get ready for it, you get prepared for it, and it looks like it's just not working. But even when it looks like it's not working, you must stay committed to know that all things are going to work together for your good. The outcome is going to be greater, but you got to be committed. Listen, in Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35 and 36 says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience. That word simply means that you're able to endure under a load. You can go through it. I can put up with it. Yes, I can endure the pain. I can hear the naysayers. I can take the criticism. I'm patient. I cannot just wait on God, but I'm patient with God. I can endure the trials. That after you've done the will of God, look what the scripture says, you might receive the promise. But you got to have confidence. The Hebrew writer pens here the instructions for us to never allow our confidence to dwindle, because the pay for all of your promises is sure to come if you just remain confident and remain patient. Too many of us want instant results. We're not committed. If it don't happen right away, we're not committed. Let me tell you something. Almost every miracle that you see happening with Jesus, most of those miracles are happening after the commitment is exercised. Yes, that woman with the issue of blood, she was so committed. Yeah, she was so committed to get out of her house and press her way through that crowd. Her commitment, she refused to allow the naysayers to turn her back and say, go back home, you don't belong out here. She was committed to get to the hem of Jesus' garment. And when she got there, the Bible says her commitment caused something to happen suddenly, immediately. Can I tell you, if you stay committed, God is going to do it, and it's going to happen immediately. Stay true to your commitment. Now, some things will require more effort than others. We live in a world where everyone wants great rewards from a shallow commitment. And here's a real question. When you're faced with the urge to quit, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to do more for it? Are you willing to wait for it? What are you prepared to do if the effort doesn't yield the kind of results you were anticipating? Do you have a plan B, C, or D? Is quitting an option? And there's a powerful lesson to be learned in Mark chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. Jesus is ministering in a house when the public hears that he's there. Now listen, the house becomes packed. 4 men bring their friend, which was stricken with palsy, to see Jesus. And when they arrived, they could not get in. Now, they were committed to get him there, and they could have given up right there. So you know what? I'm going to turn around and go back home. I got you here. I put my best effort forward, and the house is packed. We did our best to get you here to see Jesus, but we can't get in through either door or neither window. Men were committed. They were committed to get their friend in. So when plan A did not work, they tried something else. They did something unconventional. They did something untraditional. They did something else. And this is what I'm going to ask you tonight. What are you prepared to do when you run into a roadblock or a closed door or a mean person or someone who's not on your team with you, who's working against you? Are you committed to do something else? Here's the question. What are you committed to do? Mark chapter 2, verse 3, it says, 4 men arrived carrying a paralyzed man on a mat. They couldn't bring him in to Jesus because of the crowd, so they dug a hole through the roof above his head, then lowered the man on the mat right down in front of Jesus. They did something else. They had a plan B, plan C, D. And sometimes commitment requires more than the methods you've tried in the past. I tried the door. These men went up on the roof and tore a hole in the roof and lowered this man down to see. I've come too far to go back home without my miracle. I've done too much for things not to change. Some of you have traveled this road long enough. You put up with stuff and you've done stuff that most people would have been quit on, but you stay committed. Now, don't allow yourself to get discouraged at this season because of a lack of commitment, because you feel like giving up. You're going to win if you don't quit. How many marriages and relationships would have been restored if people would dare do something out of the box? Think about it. Man, if you just did something that was against your ego or your pride, what if you just went a little further, had one more conversation, one more apology, did something else besides what you've been doing? You've been fussing and arguing and fighting. You've been pointing out differences and criticizing. What if in your marriage you were really committed to say, you know what, let's sit down and talk this thing out and make it work? And let me tell you something, it will always work when you work it together. You got to be out of the box. You got to say, we're not going to quit. We're not quitting. We're not quitting. Listen, these 4 men in this text were committed to bring one man to Jesus. How committed are you to get someone to Christ? Maybe it'll take more than what you've done in the past. Maybe give them a tract or just a flyer or something from your church is not enough. What are you willing to do to get someone to Christ today? I leave you on that note because that is the paramount thing that we can commit to, is to win souls for the kingdom. Your marriage is secondary, your business and everything else. What are we doing and what are we committed to as it relates to God and the kingdom? Some people are committed to get people away from the kingdom. And then there are others who say, you know what? I'm not going to stop till every soul I see is saved. Well, thank you, committed people. Thank you for partnering with me and Destiny Christian Center International. Thank you for all those who stand by my side through turbulent times. Thank you for your commitment. I want to thank you because I know that everybody's not, even some of those who said they are. But thank you, because commitment is not just what you say. Commitment is what you do. Yeah, so I really want to take time and appreciate you today, love on you, and thank you so much for hanging in here with me, especially, man, during this media time of ministry where we've been here for 5 years on social media. Man, we never knew there was going to be a place where folk didn't come back to church, but thank you for watching us online. Thank you for your commitment. And today I pray that God will reward your commitment with something amazing. Well, after hearing this word tonight on commitment, I want to know if there's someone here that's ready to commit your life to Christ. Or maybe you're ready to commit your soul to be a part of our ministry. Or maybe you just want to be a part of our daily devotion. There are ways on the bottom of the screen for either one of those choices. You can text it to that number, and we'll get back with you very soon to honor your commitment. Then we're praying every morning at 7:14 a.m. And I thank God, man, I got a host of people that are committed to pray every morning. And thank you so much for joining us every morning, not a few mornings during the week, but every day of the week, 7 days a week, we're joining for prayer. We start our day off with morning glory, and we thank God for it. Join us tomorrow, if you will. Then last but not least, I want to say to you that it's important that you commit yourself to be a giver. Partner with me tonight as you sow good seed into good ground. If you didn't get a chance to pay your tithes, if this is your time to tithe, then make sure you're doing so. Remember that tithing is not you giving God what's left over. It's putting God first. I think I need to remind you that. Don't just budget everything out and say, oh God, I got this left and I'll give you this. It's putting God first. Give him the very best of your first, and God will reward you beyond measure. Well, beloved, that's my time. I love you so much. I want you to have a great rest of the evening. And remember this, I love me some you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'll see you next time.